Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Archbishop Wood High School. This, for us, is Game 4 of 6, but if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. This is the Diane Mosco Foundation Shootout, and in this matchup here tonight, it'll be Neumann-Goretti, the Saints, the reigning runner-up in the 4A classification against Spring-Ford, a semifinalist from last year at the 6A level. Both teams return a lot of talent. We'll get into that and a lot more in just a few minutes, but we wanted to get on the air because we know the event is running a little bit late. Folks might be wondering, hey, when does this game go live? Well, it'll go live in about 10 minutes. Stay with us here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of
All right, folks, welcome back inside the building here. Archbishop Wood High School, Spring-Ford against Neumann-Goretti. Bob Long here, and we're going to interview Joe Dempsey, the head coach of Spring-Ford, very quickly, and so gracious with his time. Head coach Joe Dempsey, how you doing, and what are you most looking forward to when you have a game like this, a tournament like this, and an opportunity like this?
Well, it's a great opportunity to play a great program. Carl Argyle's a good friend of mine. He's a great coach. He's a legendary Philly Catholic League coach. So many state titles, so many Catholic League titles, and you know, I'm just pleased we have an opportunity to play such a high-level program, and we'll see how we match up. 3 starters back from last year's state semifinal team. What do you look to build on from last year's run, and how can this team achieve even higher heights? Well, we have to respond to the physicality and the athleticism that Neumann will bring. They have a great player, Myers, and we just have to make sure that we respond to that. We don't see that day in and day out necessarily in the pack. There are a lot of good teams in the pack, but so hopefully the kids will respond. It's a great test for them, and really it's a good measuring stick to see where we left off with a team like Reading.
Good on you for scheduling this, and best of luck today, Coach.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Joe Dempsey, we'll send it back to you, Bruce.
Okay, welcome here. Bruce Badgley, along with Bob Long, and ready for action here at the Diane Mosco Shootout. This is game number 4. Springford against Neumann-Goretti, and not sure who's the home team yet, Bob, because I can't see. Actually, it looks like Springford's going to be the visitors today. So they'll be the guests up on the scoreboard, and really looking forward to some physical action. As you know, Joe talked about, he expects this to be a really physical game today.
He sure does, and I really appreciate him giving him his time pregame like that. Not every coach is willing to do it. Joe and I go way back. He's a tremendous head coach. He's done it at 2 levels here. First at LaSalle, he had a lot of success there. Went to a state semifinal and then a final, I believe, as well. And from a standpoint of what he did, obviously at Springford, listen, that's recent history. He went to a state semifinal just last year and is a tremendously talented coach and has a lot going on with this particular program. We're now going to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, AJ Carabello, as we welcome you into our broadcast booth. AJ, welcome. It's great to have you back from Penn State on break, and we've been doing games together for a while now, so glad we could get you out for this one.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited for this game, just to see what happens between these 2 great teams.
Well, you think about Neumann-Goretti here, AJ, and Joe talked about it. Legendary head coach Carl Aragale, legendary program in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They lost in the state final last year. They lost in the Philadelphia Catholic League final last year. To a man, these coaches would have told you both of those were very winnable games. And so now some unfinished business, but with a little bit of a different roster. Rob Wright no longer with the program, moved on. And Kafik Myers, healthier, I think, than he was last year. Lost Sultan Adewale, lost Bruce Smith. Amir Williams, a guy like he, comes into a role that's a lot more prominent this year. And what will the Myers and Williams team look like compared to what we saw last year, which I think was more headlined by Rob Wright and Sultan Adewale, both of them no longer with the program.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is definitely a different look Neumann team, and probably a team they didn't expect to see this year. Obviously, Robert Wright transferred out, went down to Montverde in Florida as a big time, basketball prospect playing at Baylor next year. So they probably never thought they'd be in these shoes, losing that star player so soon. But I mean, as you said, Carl Aragale is just a legendary coach in the Catholic League and in the state of Pennsylvania. They always seem to be competitive at any stage that they play in. They're never in a down year, so it's just kind of he has to work with the tools he's given with every year, and somehow he always makes it work. So this is still a good Neumann-Goretti team that you can't look past.
Hey, that's pretty good, by the way, for a guy that runs an appliance store on the side. That's pretty good. Not on the side. Coaches on the side? I don't know which one. Which one's the profession and which one's the hobby. But Bruce Badgley is with us here as well. And you saw this Springford team last year in the 6A semifinal. What is the challenge in going against a team like Springford and their style of play?
Well, I think obviously they've got some good height out there. Really interested to see whether or not, they can impose their will on Neumann-Goretti. I think that's the key to the game. Who's going to impose their will on their opponent? And, Springford, I think that they're going to play a pretty tough, deliberate style.
Now let's meet the starters from Springford. E.J. Campbell introduced first. He's a tremendously talented guy that Joe Dempsey said, hey, college coaches have to wake up when it comes to Campbell. He is so talented. Tommy Kelly, Jacob Newen, Matt Zollers, and then the sophomore, Obi McConshu.
Matt Zollers, everybody's quarterback, playing basketball as well.
Yeah, lots of quarterback offers at the next level, including Penn State, by the way. Now let's meet the Saints of Neumann-Goretti. Kafik Myers battled a injury last year that really he was hobbled all the way through the state tournament, all the way through to the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship. They could tell you it could have been the difference in winning both of those games. Certainly no excuses when it comes to Neumann-Goretti, but he is healthy now, full strength, and ready to go. And Torrey Brooks, here's a guy that we're going to need to pay a lot of attention to, a newcomer to this Neumann-Goretti team, but they have a lot of high expectations for him and what he's going to be able to do in this uniform. The other starters, Lorenzo Jerkins, Amir Williams, and Stefan Ashley Wright, the half-brother of Rob Wright, who now has an opportunity, I think, AJ, to build his own resume, get out of the shadow of his half-brother Rob Wright, and become one of those great Neumann-Goretti guards that we talk about for years to come.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he has the opportunity to do it, and is only a sophomore. I mean, he's, as a starter now, 3 years of playing experience under Coach Arrigal. I think he can do it. Just, and probably the talent also probably runs in the bloodline, so hopefully he can.
Springford is in the navy blue. Neumann-Goretti is in the white, and we are underway. An open three, and that one is no good off the hands of Ashley Wright. And they're going to get pressured all day long is Springford. E.J. Campbell, and now Newen gets a touch. Tough shot there, taken right off the hands of Matt Zollers. And that one right over the scorer's table. Down goes the equipment.
Whew. And the scoreboard. No, we're back live.
Now that's what I call resiliency.
That was a hustle play right there.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how everything's going to match up. I mean, Springford with a decided height advantage. But just to see how they're going to try and match up against this, quick, kind of slashing Goretti offense.
So we always have the option, not always, but, folks are very generous about, hey, you want to sit courtside and do the game there, which always you love to do, but you take that into your own hands when that happens. Kelly comes up with the rebound, and Newen. Campbell. The tip won't go, and Neumann-Goretti able to corral it.
Despite the height, I think the key to the game is how well Springford's going to shoot from out.
No doubt about that. Kafik Myers on the early two. Ooh, very close. Campbell's got to get across the timeline and erase any doubt there. And if you are going to shoot better, this is the guy, Jacob Newen, blanketed from behind. Kafik Myers gets to the rim. He can finish with his right or his left.
And that's that speed that I think Springford's really going to have a tough time matching up with all game.
And when I said it to Joe Dempsey pregame, I meant it. Good on him for scheduling this. I think this is going to be a battle throughout the whole contest. You just got to get into the flow of the game without Neumann taking you out of it, because they're going to learn so much about themselves, and I think it's a great matchup for Neumann as well to see a different style. But Amir Williams picks up where he left off last year shooting the basketball.
And a quick 7-0 run to start the game.
Newen able to keep it in bounds.
Yeah, you can even see Neumann-Goretti's speed is just impacting so much on the defensive end. So Springford's really got to account for that, because their offense, they kind of just try to get as many good looks at the basket as possible, pass it around, get it to different guys, and that's just kind of how Coach Joe Dempsey really, tries to send that message to his team. Just get the ball to everybody and get the best look possible.
Using a wingspan 2-3, but a good drive to the basket there.
Lorenzo Jerkins, you'll remember him 2 years ago, played for Chester in a state tournament run, got all the way to the semifinal, and he gets the steal this time. Look out below.
Yeah, lazy pass. It has to be crisp.
Yeah, that just wasn't, he just kind of got picked right from behind, didn't even see him coming, and, not a really good possession right there, and it led to 2 easy points for Neumann-Goretti.
Yeah, and I think that's what Coach Dempsey's going to do. Just remind him, you got to play, with your head on a swivel with these guys. You got to be crisp with your passes.
Yeah.
It'll give us a little bit of a chance to talk about this Lorenzo Jerkins story. Again, he transferred from Chester 2 years ago, and Chester did not sign off on that transfer. His living situation changed, had a death in the family, and he was not going to be living in the Chester School District any longer. Ended up living in the city of Philadelphia. Certainly, the option could have been to go to, say, a public school, but his family made the decision that what he thought might be right for him was to go to Neumann-Goretti. A lengthy hearing process. Neumann-Goretti felt very confident he was going to be able to play, but they deemed him ineligible for the entirety of the season last year. Did not play. It was a difficult year for him mentally, emotionally. Now he has the opportunity to play, playing at a high level. And yet another Neumann-Goretti guard steps in the way, Torrey Brooks, the sophomore.
Boy, and just good decisions on your passes, just paramount today for Springford.
Yeah, Springford's really just going to need to look for guys who are really, looking to get open and not get the ball taken away right there as well. Neumann-Goretti's just playing with really quick hands and trying to take the ball as many ways as possible, and they're doing a good job so far.
Springford coaching staff wanted a double dribble there, but it's yet another turnover by Springford.
And this game, always a game of matchups. And boy, this looks like it's a tough matchup early on for Springford.
Yeah, this will be a real test for these guys, as Bob said. But something that's probably good for them in the long run of the season.
And the sophomore, Machunku, he had to make a decision there, decided to back off and gave the easy layup to Kafik Myers. You got to go challenge there, and it's 15-2 early on. Williams on the floor, and here comes Neumann-Goretti. Another turnover for Springford. Ashley Wright, what a finish.
Wow, how did he get that in the basket?
And that's the thing, you got to find a way to hang in these first 4 minutes. Springford has not done that. Nguyen is fouled from behind, picked at by Stephon Ashley Wright. Team's first.
So often when you get into these high-profile games, there's this thing I call game shock, okay? You see and you know about these guys, but when you go out and actually see the speed and see the way that they play basketball, Bob talked about it, you have to survive that initial shock and then just play.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Joe Dempsey this week, in practices was telling them, but they probably really just couldn't see it, and you really can't practice against it if it's not something that you experience. And, it's really – Springford is experiencing that game shock right now. They're down, 15 and haven't looked super crisp so far.
So after a discussion, it's going to be Springford basketball, 3:47 to play. Even just to see something go through the hoop would go a long way for this Springford team.
Just trying to be patient.
Campbell. Too strong on the floater. There's Machunku. Get to the glass.
And that's what I thought Springford, on the offensive and defensive glass, really had to shine if they expected to stay in this game.
Well, they might just shine. They just haven't gotten enough shots. Too many turnovers and empty possessions. And that time, E.J. Campbell didn't go get the basketball. Really, nobody from Springford did. We'll get another look here, guys, on this replay. With 4, make it 5 Springford Rams in that general area, you can't let that ball hit the ground.
No, you can't. You got to be aggressive. 50-50 balls have to go their way.
Machunku that time able to peel it away. Zollers, and it was the intended target of Campbell. Zollers was not ready to catch it.
And Goretti now patient.
That three is good. Kafik Myers.
Yeah, that's really tough for that 2-3 defense. You really just have to extend that out there so that some of that wingspan gets in their face.
Yeah, they kind of just had he had a couple seconds to shoot that three, and he got every last second and basically a wide open three, and he made it.
Jacob Wynn. Wow.
Look at that. I don't think he was expecting that to be that wide open.
Yeah. Big block. And Zollers gets to the offensive glass, or the defensive glass, and takes that one away. Win, no. Jerkins. Give it back to him. Throw it down.
No way to defend that.
Torrey Brooks on the assist.
That was just a 2-on-1 fast break, and Nguyen really couldn't do anything there.
And another giveaway, another possession without a shot for Springford. An open three. And I like Springford, going into a zone. Great catch and finish, plus the foul.
I guess two can play at this game. Fast break. They had the numbers. They took advantage.
Yeah, that was a really good fast break possession right there.
Great inward pass. And a nice layup.
Jordan Marsilio put it in and can add one more at the line. And again, for as bad as it's been for Springford, if our buddy Huck is still watching, I think he'd probably tell us that their field goal percentage isn't all that bad. Springford, they just haven't had enough shots because of the turnovers. And if you can play this last minute 46 out, get a stop or two and a bucket or two, keep yourself in the ball game.
All you have to, go back to was, our game one between Coatesville and St. Joe Prep. Coatesville got down big real early and came back to win that ball game.
Yeah, Coatesville did. Impressive win for Coatesville. Open three. That one not even close, and a lot of contact. Strong with the basketball. Guard play here for Neumann-Goretti. Deshaun Yates, the 5'8" guard. But with the stoppage, Springford will pick up full court.
Kind of throw him a little wrinkle here.
It seemed to work on the last possession for Springford, and maybe it'll keep working throughout the game, kind of slow them down a little bit, but you can obviously only really do full court press once you've made some shots.
Myers, are you kidding me?
Wow.
He went through the whole defense there.
Show me the ball. Now you don't see it. This side of the rim, up and under. Big finish.
That was just a great play, and you really can't do anything about that if you're Springford.
Tommy Kelly, now E.J. Campbell. And that clock is ticking, so he gets rid of it. When I say the clock, the 5-second motion from that official.
Look at that pressure defense all the way out. Really taking Springford out of any kind of offensive flow.
Now with 14 seconds to go, they're going to ISO for E.J. Campbell. Campbell lobs. Kelly the extra pass for Zollers. Down to the final 2 seconds. They'll get it off and it'll count. 24-8. A Neumann-Goretti, probably the most impressive quarter that we've seen from any of the contestants in this Diane Mosco Foundation shootout here today, wouldn't you say, Bruce?
I would absolutely say that, but on the flip side, even Springford, I think, they've got a lot of opportunity here. They didn't play their best. They didn't shoot their best. But as I said, we saw Coatesville come back, but against St. Joe Prep earlier today. So, I think Coach Dempsey's going to have them stay the course. I don't think there's going to be any panic there. I think whatever game plan that Joe had drawn up, they're not going to tear that up yet. I expect to see a little bit more of that half-court pressure that was really kind of effective toward the end of quarter there. What do you think, AJ?
Yeah, I definitely think, they shouldn't step off the game plan that they had. I think they need to keep doing that. Just draw up plays to get your scorers open. Jacob Neumann is just a great, great three-point shooter and great scorer. He really has only taken like 3 shots so far, and the one was right at the end there. So getting him open and getting him in a rhythm will really, really help this Springford team. But kind of just getting everybody on the same page, getting them to calm down. The deficit's not that bad. They can definitely come back from this in the next 3 quarters, and I expect that they will.
Huck Palmer, our buddy on stats, watching from afar and keeping statistics live from afar. Kafik Myers, 5 of 5 from the floor with 11 points, 7 Springford turnovers, 1 for Neumann-Goretti.
Yeah, that's the story.
Kafik Myers did not play, by the way, against Salesianum, and it's a different injury than he had last year, and really more of a day-to-day one. You can see he's not hobbled one bit. He's looking great, but they played Salesianum, as we talked about, an overtime win where Neumann-Goretti won 75-73. Here's a statistic for you. Neumann-Goretti went 32 for 32 from the foul line. Now, those of you that watched Neumann-Goretti and watched the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship game last year know that Neumann-Goretti struggled, and they led by 6 with under a minute to go, and missed foul shots was a big part of the reason that Roman Catholic came back and won that game. So much improved from the foul stripe here this year, which is great to see. They made their last free throw of the prior game, so they're 33 for their last 33, and Amir Williams got to the hoop after the win bucket on the other end.
Well, I tell you what, that was just a great way to create that shot for himself. Tough play inside.
Right on the catch. Nguyen, you think Neumann-Goretti knows who the shooter is?
Wow! Great follow by Nguyen.
More than just a three-point shooter, Bruce. And now they've settled in, AJ. It's a shame for Springford that it took them a quarter and a 14-point deficit to get there, but starting to get better looks.
Yeah, I think, Springford, what you saw in those first 4 to 6 minutes with, that's probably where a majority of those 7 turnovers came, and a lot of fast break points for Neumann-Goretti. Right now you're kind of seeing what Springford is more about, and, you're hoping that they can come back and make this. That was a great shot by E.J. Campbell. Like, you see this team, they have a lot of potential, really good scoring. They just kind of, didn't know what to expect in those first couple minutes and went down.
And it'll be a learning experience for them. Game far from over. They get a good stop there and corral the rebound. Zollers!
Oh, just too strong.
Yeah, heck of an athletic play, but just a little bit got underneath the basket there, and Campbell, that's at least 2 on him. First foul of the second quarter. And that's an issue. They need him on the floor.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, Zoller's coming out. Yeah, need a little bit more, up and down, I think. It's all about matchups. Coach Dempsey's trying to get, the best formula out there to compete against the Saints.
Yeah, no, I think he's trying to just put out a good lineup and see who can really compete and, make good passes and make the right decisions here against Neumann.
And you did just hear from the scorer's table, second personal foul against E.J. Campbell. Kafik Myers, you kind of have to give him that. Guarding him on the ball with 2 personal fouls, you can't be up in his grill. If he's going to hit that with a foot on the line, you got to hand it to him.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do is, get Springford out of that zone. And a good defense there by Tommy Kelly.
One more look here, and again, Kafik Myers, he is unbelievable. Great hands. Good job by Kelly to get back into the play. But yet another turnover.
Yeah, that was a 1-on-2 there, and Kelly, nice job on defense.
Campbell with no numbers. When he knows he's got that range off the back heel. And a grab in transition, 5:14 to play. By the way, first quarter stats, more of them from Huck Palmer. Neumann-Goretti was 12 of 17 from the field. Springford 4 of 12. So again, I mean, 25% from the field in an 8-minute span is not going to kill you. But when Neumann-Goretti shoots 12 for 17 and you have 5 less field goal attempts, I mean, that's the recipe.
Yeah, it sure is.
It's a 15-point game right now, though. And you got a very talented Springford team. They need to start with getting a couple of stops. Amir Williams, he has added to his game, hasn't he? That one almost went in.
He was not going to be denied. He was going to, you could just see that in his eyes. When he gets this ball, he's just going right to the basket.
And the little jab step got Zollers out of position. This is not something, AJ, that we saw in his game last year. More of a catch-and-shoot guy on the wing. And that's going to make his shooting even more, decimating if you have to be wary of him getting to the basket.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to be a threat to drive to the basket, you can't, you're going to have to defend him a lot differently. And, he's able to score from multiple levels now just really well. So kind of just have to respect his game more and everything he can do offensively.
And Goretti playing a really tough man-to-man, extending that defense way out.
Somebody missed Zollers, though. He was wide open.
Oh. That's a shot you got to make right there. Wide open in the corner.
Win. The lefty finish.
Sweet little scoop.
Great touch right there to finish the basket.
Well, and Joe Dempsey talked about how much his game has improved as well, getting to the basket. He's got great range, but a lot of schools looking at him from the Patriot League. Potentially some Ivy is going to take some look at Jacob Wynn.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. I mean, obviously you've seen him take some deep threes here, and he can hit those. But also, just kind of improving all his scoring.
Amir Williams does it on both ends. Campbell for the answer. And Stefan Ashley Wright. Can't leave him there. That's his spot. And a push-off will send it the other way. Williams didn't quite get the lift on that shot. But he knows right where to get to, doesn't he? That's his spot in the corner.
Yeah, sure, just a little bit strong on the shot, but from the Springford perspective, I know that you're down by 17, but you can't get it all back in one possession. I think that you've got to take it possession by possession and just be patient.
Yeah, you want to get the best look possible, and I just don't think that shot by Campbell right there was the best look possible. I mean, he was pretty far out beyond the three-point arc, and somebody was right in front of him, so not sure that was the best look. Another turnover for Springford right there.
Yeah, again, another turnover. That has really been their Achilles heel in this first half.
And Jacob Wynn comes right to the scorer's table. He's a guy who's creeping up towards 1,000 points scored in his career. More milestones for this Springford team as they get a steal. No numbers. Campbell's going to get to the basket himself anyway, and too much English. Tried to spin that one home. But Joe Dempsey got his 250th win as a head coach at the high school level in an earlier game against Bishop Shanahan. Congratulations to him. Two coaches that have been at it for a long, long time, duking it out on the sidelines here today.
Yeah, Coach Dempsey there a little animated. I think he wanted his guys to just kind of be patient, slow it down a little bit. Wow.
Oh, it's a great look up the floor. Brooks.
Smart play to bring it back.
Amir Williams. It was a rhythm three. It was a deep one, too.
Very deep three, but that was a smart decision to bring it out there. And, reset, give it back, even though he missed the shot.
Well, they're trying to get into Nguyen's hands, but Goretti having nothing of that. Almost stolen.
Campbell nearly traveled. Kelly goes baseline. And a reset here with 2:22 to go. Second quarter action on Bob Long Sports. Neumann-Goretti with the 17-point lead. Stifling defense.
Almost like they're anticipating. They know where the ball is going.
called for the reach, 2:07 to play. Just the second team foul against Neumann-Goretti in the second quarter. Kelly was in a lot of trouble there. Maybe got bailed out by that call. Keon Long checks into the game, a lefty. Long, a junior who actually started his career at LaSalle and was at Martin Luther King last year. Really good opportunity for him to play for this Saints squad this season and next.
Well, just right in its face.
Win for three. Ooh, a little push off the back from McConchue. They've let a lot of contact go here today, and that one is called.
Yeah, because that defense is just being so aggressive on the outside, the Win kind of rushing that outside shot a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have a defender closing in on him within like 2 seconds of getting the ball probably. So, you know, he's trying to get it out quickly and get wide open, at least as close to a wide open shot as possible. But Neumann-Goretti's defense really just has been stifling all day. They're not letting any passes go, not letting any easy looks.
Dribble drive, it's taken off his hands. McConchue.
I hope I get to see that one again. Just a tremendous defensive play and not without drawing a foul. Look at there. The pump fake and then, wow.
Back to live action with 1:35 to play in the second quarter. Really good job to play off 2 feet. And it's the youngster, Deshaun Yates, the sophomore.
And again, Goretti just seems to be beating spring forward to every punch here.
Yeah, I mean, Neumann-Goretti's just doing a great job playing. They're keeping up the tough defense, but also on offense, they haven't really let down. They've just kind of, you know, they can play fast and in the fast break, but also settle down and get like a full possession in the half court and get open looks, and that's what they've been doing all game. And it's really just hard to defend against that.
Win is open if they can find him. Hangs and is fouled.
Oh, my.
We'll get one more look here with 49 seconds to play in this second quarter.
Yeah, no, he passes up the three, goes right to the basket and draws the foul. Actually fortunate to get the foul because a little bit off balance going in the lane.
In comes Zollers and Blake Turner, the sophomore. Turner's an interesting one because they like to put him at point guard, give him that responsibility for a couple reasons, one of which is to keep E.J. Campbell off the ball so that he can be in more of a scoring situation. Those plans are thwarted when E.J. Campbell finds himself in foul trouble and has to sit down. He's going to sit down for this final possession defensively of the first half so he doesn't pick up his third.
Kind of an extended 1-3-1.
And Neumann-Goretti, if they're not going to come guard them closely, why not? Up 17 points, look to take the last shot. No shot clock at the high school level. We haven't really had to converse about that because nobody's taken any time to get into their offense.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, obviously the isolated game where you have somebody hold the ball kind of ruins it, you know, for this outcry of shot clock. The vast majority of games at the high school level, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen it today. There haven't been many very long possessions in this game and a lot of fast break scoring, but you know, the cry for a shot clock's probably just for these last-minute opportunities when, you know, somebody's trying to hold the ball and, you know, for 1 minute of the quarter, I think it's going to be okay. There's 7 other minutes where there's some fast-paced basketball.
I agree. Well taken.
Good finish in the final seconds, and it is a 20-point lead for Neumann-Goretti going to the break. Carl Aragale has the machine rolling again here at Neumann-Goretti, a runner-up last year in the state final. Looking to get over the top in both the Catholic League and in the PIAA here in 2023-2024. Learning a lot about themselves, some young guards that can really play. And spring forward, they find themselves in a hole that they'll have to start crawling out of quickly if they want to have a shot here in the second half. AJ, quick thought?
Yeah, I just think the deficit that Springford got out to right in that first quarter, being down like almost 15 points, just something that's going to be really hard to come back from. But you've kind of seen them settle in and play a little bit more like themselves and, match up better with this Neumann-Goretti defense. But it's just a really difficult deficit to come back from, and this Neumann-Goretti team really hasn't, let off the gas, and they're just shooting it really well and playing really tough defense.
We'll take a break. We'll come back in just a few minutes here on Bob Long Sports. Third quarter action coming your way next. This is game 4 of 6 here in the Diane Mosco Foundation Shootout.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
When your car needs repairs and you can't wait, Meineke can help. With life's crazy schedule between work and family, you'll love Meineke's same-day service. Call today and Meineke will get your car in today. For new brakes, exhaust repairs, or your check engine light comes on, trust Meineke to do the job right. And families have been coming to Meineke for years because Meineke works on any make or model vehicle. Same-day service, value, and trust. Meineke, doing car care right.
Be a part of the biggest live events. The must-see matches.
He's gone!
The game day celebrations. Experience live sports and entertainment the way they're meant to be seen. With Joe Hand Promotions, the global leader of live entertainment for bars, restaurants, and cinemas. Create unforgettable moments that fans won't want to miss. Keep the food and drinks flowing with watch parties that will bring customers in the door and expand dwell time. And watch as these visitors turn into loyal customers with exclusive content relationships with the nation's largest sports and entertainment providers. In over 10,000 bars, restaurants, and cinemas across America, and customizable packages for every type of venue. Make your business the place for the next must-see event. Because if fans can't make it to the stadium or arena, your venue is the next best place.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
My name is William Ryan, and I'm attending Boston College next year. Salle, obviously, academically is so strong, and that prepares me for college, prepares me for the next 4 years at Boston College. But furthermore, I think the community here at LaSalle and the experiences that they provide will allow me to thrive at Boston College next year. The college counseling office here at LaSalle prepared me for the college application process through just one-on-one interviews with my college counselor, and also just having the door open here, and whenever I had any questions, there were so many resources for me to use and for me to be able to fill out the application to the best of my ability. Obviously, we have the Choose Your Path motto, but I like to say it's more of a Blaze Your Path motto. On the basketball team, LaSalle gave me an awesome opportunity to help the team in ways that I wouldn't have expected otherwise by putting together scouting reports and stuff like that. And that's what LaSalle offers. It offers every kid to kind of take the initiative and go forth and do what they want, but do it in an individualistic way.
Hello, I'm Brother James, President of LaSalle College High School. We are excited to welcome you as you explore LaSalle.
Hi, I'm Andrew Brennan, Student Body President here at LaSalle. Over the next few minutes, you're going to experience LaSalle through an exciting lens and learn about the different paths you can explore.
Hi, I'm Jim Fike, principal of LaSalle College High School. For over 160 years, LaSalle has provided a college preparatory education to young men in the Philadelphia area. Our goal is to give them the opportunity to discover and develop their God-given talents. LaSalle's curriculum is academically challenging and designed to prepare young men for the future. LaSalle offers students choices across more than 120 topics, and our concentration program allows students to experience various career fields and earn credentials during their time here. LaSalle is a faith-centered community dedicated to the moral development of our young men. At LaSalle, you will be challenged. But if you are eager to learn, work hard, and commit to collaborating with others, prepare for the next steps in your journey.
Hello, I'm Marie Stott, and I oversee all of our clubs and activities here at LaSalle. Over 85% of our students participate in our activities, and we have over 60 clubs for you to explore during your 4 years here at LaSalle.
Third quarter action here from Archbishop Wood High School, live on Bob Long Sports. Here we go. Brady Joyce on camera, AJ Carabello, and Bruce Badgley, my analyst. I'm Bob Long, humbly saying hello from Archbishop Wood. And if you're just joining us, Neumann-Goretti off to a fast start. They lead by 20, and they keep on going right where they left off. Torrey Brooks, first-year starter for this St. team.
And let's see what Springford can do here. I think that, you know, what the coach in situations is going to do like this is he's going to segment this game. He's going to say, all right, for the next 2 minutes, let's concentrate on doing this. On the next 2 minutes, we're going to concentrate on doing this.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to come back all at once, and a lot of it's going to be from the defensive end, but that's a great way to start, get it to your scorer, and, you know, put them in a good position.
And that's well long, a quick possession there. Win. Extra pass, but Zollers was cutting to the hoop. Kelly thought he was staying in the corner.
But yeah, I mean, they're going to use this, you know, these preseason games like this as a way to build this team for the rest of the season.
That one off the side of the backboard ends up right in the hands of Ashley Wright. And Myers hangs, he can't hit that one. McCunchu, beg your pardon. And another turnover by Springford. Head coach Joe Dempsey can't believe it. It's been a lot of turnovers here today.
Well, you know, and a lot of those turnovers are from the fact that, you know, this is that game shock that I talk about, the fact that you have to be so precise because that defense from Neumann-Goretti is so difficult. Yeah. That they're trying to be too precise with their passes.
Yeah, I think it's just something Springford's not really comfortable with, like running that fast-paced of an offense and in transition, and they're making nice passes, and they look like they should be good, but then, you know, that one right down there to Kelly, his foot was right on the baseline. It was just a second too late, and, you know, it just resulted in a turnover, and a lot of them are either like passes where a Neumann-Goretti defender just goes out and grabs it, or it's just a pass that could have been made a couple seconds earlier and would have been great.
Brooks, what a pass. Jerkins wasn't even ready for it and puts it in. By the way, a little late on halftime statistics, but Neumann-Goretti was 17 of 29 from the field, 3 of 10 from beyond the arc, and 2 of 4 from the foul line. So not quite 32 for 32, as they were against Elysianum, the champions of Delaware from last year. 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 turnovers. Kafiq Myers had 13 in the first half, and Amir Williams 9. Springford 8 of 24. 1 of 12 from 3. Wynn has already made that better with 1 corner 3, and E.J. Campbell put that one in. 10 turnovers to just 4 assists.
Thank you, Huck.
Huck Palmer, the man, the myth, the legend. I like this. Get out and run, get to a good spot, and hit it. E.J. Campbell.
Yeah, short-term memory loss here. Let's forget about the first half and play our second half, and let's just see how the chips fall.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Springford, besides the turnovers, their 3 possessions they've scored on have been really good possessions. The 3 and then the 2 buckets by Campbell, like, those are just very good possessions, and it's a way to chip away at the lead.
Myers, so quick. Might have been tipped there by Zollers. They got a great look. Kelly.
Up and under. Beautiful.
Timeout. 4:53 to go, third quarter. Back to a 15-point game. Crazier things have happened, folks. Hang on.
Joe Dempsey trying to accentuate the positive here with a good run by Springford to start the half.
Yeah, I think they've looked like a different basketball team coming out here, and you know, they've played some really good defense against Neumann, and then these scoring possessions just, they've looked good when they, when they go in, and they've gotten some good open looks. They're moving the ball well. Let's, see what they can do if they can keep this up for the rest of the game.
Springford representing District 1. Got as far as any District 1 team in the 6A state playoffs last year. They were a semifinalist, lost to Reading in the state semifinal. The eventual champions, the Reading Red Knights, by the way. The other side of that bracket was all Philadelphia Catholic League. Roman Catholic and Archbishop Wood, the two representatives of the Catholic League at the 6A classification.
Springford trying to put the pressure on now.
Williams. And a foul's called against Springford. And they say not in the act, which I think is a good call. Looked like he was readjusting and trying to pass the ball when he realized he wasn't going to have a look.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there as well, Bob. He didn't really look like he was shooting. He was up in the air, but it looked like he was probably going to end up in a pass.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah, he carried that one.
AJ, we were laughing about it in the last game. Nobody, and I mean nobody, likes the carry police. Nobody likes it. They're trying to showcase the kids. But when needed, you got to make that call, and that's a really nice job by that officiating crew.
Yeah, sometimes you can, maybe leave it alone. But right there, it was pretty obvious. You probably weren't going to get away with it. Also, Coach Joe Dempsey was saying the word carry very loudly a lot, and I think they couldn't disagree with him on that.
Well, I gave him a decided advantage in the dribble drive as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Campbell. Good job to keep that in bounds. Solers.
Oh.
Whew. Man. Certainly that defender's in legal guarding position. You just have to figure out, make your decision for yourself. Is that really enough force for that defender to go down like that? And I think that's at least where the disagreement comes from that bench.
Yes.
Zollers went straight up. He didn't go out. He went up.
Yeah, no, he really went up. It didn't look like a lot of force was, in pushing him down. But in the end, they had to call something.
And that's a big-time move by Lorenzo Jerkins. Give him an offensive rebound and 2 points for his challenges, man. That was a big-time move.
Boy, big time's an understatement. I mean, he's fighting between, looks like 4 Springford players to get that up and in.
Kid is just so happy to be eligible and playing. And again, the only reason he was ineligible last year was hearings from the governing bodies here of high school basketball in Pennsylvania. Chester didn't sign off, had a change in family situation, had a death in the family, was no longer living in the Chester School District. Moved to Philadelphia, so his options were go to one of those public schools in Philadelphia or go to Neumann-Goretti, because he wasn't going back to Chester from everything we've been told. And that's a disappointing situation, of course, for a young man that was really looking forward to playing last year. Glad that he's able to this year.
Springford now. Still have to value the basketball.
Yeah, I saw what they were looking for there. Tommy Kelly looked open. It was just a second too late, and Neumann-Goretti just saw that pass come and was able to just defend it and take it away.
Yet another Neumann-Goretti guard that can knock it down from deep, Torrey Brooks.
Yeah, every time Springford mounts that rally, Goretti's got an answer.
Brooks, by the way, had 22 points against Elysianum in that game, including the game-winning full length of the floor drive and finish in overtime to win that game. Tough drive, and a blocking foul is called. McConchu.
This game not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. These guys are still going at it.
Get one more look here. Get to the hoop. And he is right underneath that basket. So Lorenzo Jerkins will shoot 2. Already 5 team fouls against Springford here in the third quarter. Remember, they'll reset to start the fourth. A change in the rules of high school basketball. AJ, maybe one of your first times seeing it here this year, but more similar to the NBA rules in terms of 5 fouls per quarter, double bonus the entire way, and they reset the fouls at the end of each quarter.
Yeah, no, it's very different. I mean, there's no one-on-one opportunities anymore.
Yeah.
That's one of the big changes. So a lot of teams like to use that to try and, mount a comeback or, use it to their advantage. So that can't happen anymore. You're going to be sending somebody to the line with 2 fouls. And also you can start doing that in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, it's going to reset. So some tactics and game plans may, have to change. And what coaches are used to might have to change. But it's a very interesting rule.
One of 2 for Jerkins. Good cut to the middle by Tommy Kelly. Guy who's going to look to play at the next level, likely at the D2 level. Kelly spins, Zollers into it for 3. And there's that dribble drive to create the kick out for a rhythm 3.
Yeah, and the rhythm 3, that's been the difficult scenario for Springford because Goretti hasn't given them those types of opportunities tonight.
Yeah, no, that was a great look there from Kelly to Zollers, and, it resulted in a great basket.
Keon Long on the offensive carom and put back. Dribbling into trouble. Able to kick it out, and they'll reset with Zollers. Wynn not on the floor right now, and this offense does look a little different without him on there. A lot more on this guy's shoulders. E.J. Campbell, 1 and done for Springford. Now we're going up and down the floor. Ooh, fastball. Campbell. And that's last touched by Neumann-Goretti.
And that's good hustle there by Goretti, getting back on defense on the fast break to basically get in front of that pass and knock it out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good defensive possession there by the Saints, and, just hoping to keep the good defense up and not let up any easy baskets.
And that's just like I said, great hustle. I mean, you're up 18 points, and those guys are just flying up and down the court, playing defense, not offense.
Yeah, they're not letting up, but also their offense hasn't slowed down a lot, really, even with this large lead. If they have a bucket that's open and they're in the fast break, they're still going to take it.
Difficult pass, pulled away. Here comes Neumann-Goretti down the floor. Myers, maybe one too many. Was looking for Lorenzo Jerkins. Turner all the way to the hoop.
Oh, just couldn't finish there.
1 minute to go. Neumann-Goretti in control. Final minute of the third quarter. Kafik Myers. And he was nudged, that official, in a really good spot to see that. At about the same angle that we were. We had a good angle to see it as well.
And just a really nice job staying aggressive, forcing that defense to react to the play.
2 shots for Kafik Myers.
Myers has done a great job, really on both ends today, but especially on offense.
Yeah, he's a true point guard, become a really good leader. Carl Aragale puts a lot of responsibility on his senior guards, and he's just the next in that long line of those guards, and that, wow, they called it on the floor, because if that's in the act, that's certainly goaltending.
It's the first time I thought a backboard was going to break from the ball. I mean, he hit that thing so hard. Wow.
Maybe get one more look at it.
Watch him just mash this ball into the backboard. I swear to gosh, I thought that ball was going to break the backboard.
Back to live action here as Neumann gets into the lane. Campbell, Euro step and a great finish over the top of Jerkins. 17-point lead for Neumann-Goretti, and they'll take the last shot of the third quarter. Jerkins, hello! Lorenzo Jerkins. Final seconds, Kelly gets it off. Good if it goes. That's the end of the third quarter, and Jerkins ends it with a flourish.
And that jam down the lane was just a microcosm of the game here for Goretti. They've just totally, manhandled that Spring-Ford defense.
Yeah, and yet, the differential hasn't really grown much since the end of that first quarter. And certainly it feels like it's in Neumann-Goretti's favor since then, and it has. I mean, let's be real. It has been. But Spring-Ford is going to look back at that first 8 minutes, AJ, and think, man, that's where it got away from us.
Yeah, like Spring-Ford was really never in control of this game, but it's just kind of, Neumann-Goretti really hasn't let up. I think that was Spring-Ford's best quarter by far, and they only, brought it back 1 point from it's 19 points instead of 20. So Spring-Ford's really going to be kicking themselves about that first quarter and like what happened in those first, couple minutes, right off the tip. And, Neumann-Goretti's just played hard, played aggressive the entire game, and, it shows in the score. They've just played really, really well.
It's the effect of that game shot, just like I talked about. I mean, they just couldn't settle down and get in the flow. They tried to be too precise with their passing. A lot of turnovers to start. That really hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, Neumann-Goretti really just hasn't let Spring-Ford come back into this game at all, and, it shows. I mean, it's still a 19-point deficit, but they've just been in control the entire game.
Jerkins step for step there with Kelly.
Yeah, he wasn't letting them get anywhere near the basket.
Oh, boy.
Great look. Again, Neumann-Goretti's just done a great job getting their hands into every single possession.
What a look. And they get the finish. Keon Long.
Oh, it's good defense, but great recognition.
Yeah, great hustle there by E.J. Campbell to just try and make something out of that play.
Well, I'm going to parrot what Joe Dempsey said to me when we got a chance to connect this week, is college coaches need to take a look at that kid. E.J. Campbell, not yet committed, hasn't found a home. That guy can contribute at a lot of levels.
Keon Long looking impressive, just really smooth with that one.
I mean, something about those longs. They can just really shoot the rock. Bob, Keon. Bruce still liking that one.
Oh,
come on, man.
Come on, man.
The longs have to stick together.
Absolutely right. The longs in the Philadelphia Catholic League have
right.
to stick together.
Win. Step back.
Oh. And just very calm. I mean, it just knocks it down. So matter of fact. Very businesslike. Really nice there.
Yeah, I mean, they needed that. It was a great possession, but that's probably what they needed to do to kind of get into a rhythm early on. That was a great play.
Kafik Myers couldn't hit it. Jerkins, he's been all over the glass.
Oh!
You are just breaking our sound systems, Bruce. My God.
Well, I've never seen that happen before.
I don't think I've ever seen an own basket.
I have absolutely never seen a guy throw the ball in and go off a guy's arm, the opponent's arm, and into the basket.
All right, well, hopefully it didn't sound as bad on the air on YouTube as it sounded in my ear.
Well,
sorry, you all right? I hit you a little harder than I wanted to there.
That's okay. Well, I mean, I just hope that everybody's
Bruce.
phones and everything at home are okay. I'm sorry about that outburst, but
no.
Wow, I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
My bad there, Bruce.
And if he tells us that he did it deliberately, I'm just gonna fall over. That's who you've got to interview after the game. Is who got credit for the basket?
That's what I've been thinking the whole time. As somebody who keeps a book, I'm like, who do you give that to?
Well, wasn't that an own? I mean, I thought that went off Wynn's hands.
It
right?
did.
Yeah.
I mean, it went right off his shoulder, right into the basket. But
yeah, so Myers was the closest one in the area for Newman, but I think it was the pass throw with Jerkins.
I think
it's not like hockey. Okay, it's not like the closest guy in the area gets the goal. I mean.
Normally, in hockey or soccer, I'm sure there's some protocol for a scoring book, that you say, all right, it was an own goal. I don't think basketball is really set up for that.
I think it's Jerkins' bucket.
I think
he was the last to touch it from Neumann-Goretti.
I think that's the definition of a team basket.
Wow.
Give it up.
Long just
really
took
nice.
it away.
Really nice.
Well, we always have a fond memory here at the Mosco, and it's the, off-the-shoulder basket.
Campbell. Nice.
You got to find a way to put that in, your highlight tape somehow,
That's right.
Bob's going to have to find out who gets credit for the basket. I'm massaging my leg, Bob. Not because you hit me there, because my sciatica is, acting up from sitting here for, 8 hours already.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Bruce.
That's okay.
Stephon Ashley Wright, and nobody stopped the ball. Campbell couldn't quite hit it. Yeah, for those of you wondering what the heck we're talking about here, when that went into my ear, I kind of gave Bruce a little shove, or so I thought, to be like, oh, don't trip the levels.
I don't want.
And it ended up being a pretty big hit there.
Actually, I didn't even feel it.
Oh, okay, good.
Because my leg is numb from sitting here for I don't know how many hours in a row.
I mean, it wasn't a Bernard Hopkins punch by any stretch, but I got you there.
Oh, that's all right. The one thing, and obviously this is the third year that we've done the Mosco. Yes. And, each year it keeps getting better. I mean, the second year, at least Bob brought some food so he doesn't pass out. This year, we brought an extra table so we have a little bit more room. Next year, I have all this, but I've got to bring a pad to sit on.
There you go.
So that my leg doesn't go to sleep.
That's fine. Well, 4:28 to go. This one all but decided here. But really glad that we have the whole crew that we have here. Brady Joyce, who is a star cameraman for us. We've been working with him for years, and we're going to be disappointed to see him go to college next year. Well, really happy to see him go to college, of course. He'll be very successful, but it's going to be tough to find a cameraman as dedicated and as talented as him. AJ Carabello is with us here from Penn State University, back on break. Hope the finals went well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a long semester. The fall is always long with the football season going on.
Yep. Absolutely. And then Bruce Badgley from District 3 Country is here as well. He's a Bob Long Sports regular. McCunchew. Open three. And Newman's got the numbers if they look up floor, but why not? Take a little bit of air out of the basketball. 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think that Coach Carl there, I think that he's going to want to do that.
Hamir Williams throws it down.
Wow.
What a play right there.
Ashley Wright is fouled.
Yeah, I got the feet tangled up there a little bit.
I guess we don't learn, though, Bruce, do we? I guess I didn't hit you hard enough.
Well, I didn't yell on that, Jan.
I think that might have been me on that one.
Fair enough.
That was just a great play.
Sure was.
From Ashley Wright to Amir Williams. I just couldn't believe it.
Absolutely. A little hesitation in midair, too, and then throw it down with two hands.
Anyway, full court here by Springford. You know, still regardless, this is a teaching moment for Coach Dempsey, and he's going to keep these guys focused.
Well, because, again, in that, Chestnut League, right, or they're
in the pack.
Beg your pardon, the pack. Thank you. One of the leagues in that area. But, no, I mean, like, they have every opportunity to win the pack this year. I'm sorry, but no disrespect. There's no Neumann-Goretti's walking through that door, and Neumann-Goretti's in a different classification at all. So you learn from this one here. This doesn't count against you in the standings. Wouldn't be surprised one bit is if they continue to come into their own. I think they need kind of that 4 through 7 in the rotation, AJ, to continue to step up, learn, and become a little bit better and cohesive with this culture. Again, I think just about any team playing here today has an opportunity to go really deep. John Mosco does not invite teams, or teams don't get to play in this that are not high-level basketball clubs, and Springford is right there in that list coming off that state semifinal appearance.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're a good team. It's not the easiest thing to see today, but they've played very well in quarters 2 through 4. It's just, that first quarter was a lot of shock for them to deal with, and, not something they're used to, as we said in that, in District 1 where they're playing. So just a very aggressive Neumann-Goretti team, and not one that they're going to probably have to see again this year. So I think they can make a deep run in the District 1 tournament and, title, and then even just, coming out and, going for another deep run in the state playoffs. I think those are all very still possible for this team.
Gavik missed them both.
Tell you what, the District 1 basketball tournament, we're just getting a sneak peek, but it's going to be really, really entertaining this postseason.
Also getting a good look at some Philadelphia Catholic League teams as well. We'll get another 2 here as the day goes along. This is the second of the Catholic League teams that we saw. St. Joe's Prep lost to Coatesville, and I think that was a surprise to some. 10-point lead at half, and they let Coatesville crawl back in that game. I think they had a chance to really throw an early nail in the coffin in that first half, Bruce. They did not. St. Joe's Prep did not. And Coatesville, to their immense credit, came back and won the basketball game.
Absolutely right. They took it one possession at a time. Just a great job, I think, by Coatesville there, that first matchup there. Coach John Allen, I tell you what, he really should be commended in how focused he kept that team the entire game.
Fifth team foul against Springford, and so Neumann-Goretti will shoot 2 the rest of the way. Yates, the sophomore. So next up, Central York, probably the District 3 favorite at the 6A level, against Father Judge, a much improved Father Judge team, 3rd year under Chris Rowntree, longtime assistant for John Mosco here at Archbishop Wood, having a chance to go back to his alma mater and lead the charge. That should be a great game, just like it was last year. Kavar Kennedy hit the game winner at the buzzer to win that one last year. Another giveaway. And fouled. Finish that dunk off anyway. 2 foul shots coming up.
But there's only one speed for Goretti, and that's full throttle.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't let their foot off the gas at all this game. I mean, they've extended their lead even more during this quarter, and they just haven't backed off at all.
I think this young man is a heck of an addition for Neumann-Goretti this season. Keon Long. He's going to provide that depth of the rotation, and he's long at 6'2". I feel like his arms are longer than his 6'2" frame shows.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I just like the fact, get some lefties in there. I mean, we talked about
you and the lefties.
The lefties, but I'm just saying that the vast majority of guys are not playing against players that prefer to go to their left. They are taught ad nauseum, don't let the guy go to his right.
Well, you know what? He can go to his right too. Keon
right
Long.
there.
Take that, Bruce. That's what he says to you. Tell you, us long guys are giving you a hard time today, Bruce.
They sure are. My God, I didn't know I was going to get beaten.
That's right.
Oh,
good
defense.
Yep, that's Yates. Do it again, Keon. He's really filling it up here in this second half. Timeout on the floor with 1:24 to go. Long will come off. And in his place comes number 32, DJ Clark.
Yeah, nice move by Coach Carl there, just getting him into the line, making sure that he gets some, at least some play for DJ Clark.
Final minute of this one. It's a 30-point lead for Neumann-Goretti. Letting a lot go in the final minute here. Good offensive rebound, and he's fouled with 57 seconds to play.
Yeah, couldn't really let that one go.
To the line. It'll be number 10 for Springford, Jordan Marsilio, who had a big start to this game. Didn't see a ton of him or have a ton of impact as the game went along, but another nice player for this Springford team.
And these are the types of the game, in the second half especially, or where coaches are trying to build depth. Okay, get some quality minutes for their substitutes.
Well, the Carl Arragale era continues at Neumann-Goretti. It's another talented team. It's a young team. And Matt Gukas, who played a lot last year, all of a sudden isn't getting as much time this year. This team is maybe even deeper than last year's was. Maybe not the top-end talent. Rob Wright not there. Sultan Adewale not there. But a talented group of guys that has every expectation to lift the trophy in the Palestra on that last Monday of February in the Catholic League Championship. They also did not finish it off in the 4A in the state championship. So they have two goals that they want to accomplish this year that they were unable to capture in the 2022-2023 season.
Yeah, I mean, and the talent that this team has and the coaching, I think that they can hoist one, maybe even two trophies by the end of the season.
Ten seconds left, a good look there, which won't go. And a foul is called with 5.8 seconds to go. We will grab a member of the Neumann-Goretti Saints, hopefully for a post-game interview. So stay tuned for that.
Well, let's hope that you're able to block them from getting to the locker room.
Well, they got to come the other way this time.
Okay.
Yes, Imhotep, they made a beeline for the locker room.
Yeah.
Not going to happen this time.
Oh, just going to inbounds the ball.
Well, Neumann-Goretti, they knew they had a matchup challenge here today with Springford, the 6A semifinalists. They take care of business, 79-45.
Thanks for joining us here. 79-45 the final. Neumann-Goretti over Springford. And AJ, I tell you what, I mean, take it for what it's worth, but still a very impressive performance by Goretti today in a very strong challenger, Springford.
Yeah, I mean, Springford obviously, didn't look, like themselves today, but they are a very good team. They brought back most of the roster that, went to the District 1 tournament, finals last year and also to the state semifinals. So I think, it's just a very different team than they're used to playing. And, Neumann-Goretti's just obviously a really well-coached team with a bunch of talented players.
All right, they're just about ready for Bob Long.
We are here with Kafik Myers, victorious here today over a really good Springford team. What went well out there for you?
Man, we just all played together, played as a team. Did what we were supposed to go over on the scouting report. Did the scouting report very well and executed, man.
You look healthy, and it's really good to see. How you feeling?
Yeah, not yet. My hamstring still bothers me a little bit, but I feel good, though. This is probably the best I've felt in a while.
That's good to hear. And so from a standpoint of now taking this from mid-December into Catholic League play starting in early January, what are the takeaways and what are you most looking forward to?
Definitely most forward cutting the net down in February, but just making sure my young guys stay with it, leave Neumann-Goretti on a high note, and make sure they keep the tradition going like it's been going.
Tell me about leadership, because Carl always asks a lot out of his senior guards. I'm sure you saw it when you were a youngster coming up through the program, Hazier and some of those guys. Now that's you. How does that feel?
Man, it feels great. I just remember Hazier being on me when I first came to Newman and everything. And Amir Hurst and Masu, all them guys, they showed me a lot. And I'm just trying to show the young guys now. But leadership definitely the way, just by talking to them a certain way, making sure they're doing everything right.
Kafik, thanks so much for doing this. Enjoy the night, and we'll see you down the road.
Yes, sir.
Kafik Myers, our guest. Back up to you guys.
Okay, AJ, and I thought it was very intriguing how he was talking about the legacy of leadership there with the Goretti seniors in bringing along the rest of the players. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's just, they get to – this program has been so good for so long under Coach Aragal. Like, you just see it. That was probably one of the first things he brought up was just the tradition of a great team and how all the guys buy into the program and the older guys are getting these younger guys to buy in every single year. They mentor them. They stay on them because they want to cut down the nets every year, but that doesn't start. It's not a year-by-year basis. You got to keep that tradition going, and you can't do it every year if you don't have young guys coming through the program ready to cut down the nets the next year. So I thought what he said was just really good.
Ready for Game 5 coming up. Central York, Father Judge. Thanks for watching here on Bob Long Sports.